Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, family. Welcome, welcome to the Mental House with me, your host, Khadija. Um, I just want to have a talk with y'all this evening, family, and because we're really gonna have to, in my opinion, make some real serious changes if we want people to take us serious, and if we got want to take our own self serious. Because if this election hasn't showed us anything, is that um, you know, we're not in this love together. you know, um, we really have to develop and rekindle our love for one another. I think that's something that we've lost. Well, I shouldn't even say we lost. I should say we've been trained not to exercise it. You know, what I mean by that, there are certain cultures that they teach their kid from the beginning that they're privileged, that no matter what, never go against us for them. And there's some that are raised pretty much like this is our culture. And if you do anything that would embarrass that culture, then we will ostracize you, turn our backs on you until you get your mind right. Okay? Um, and both of these cultures, one of them is a religious sect, and one of them is just another group of human beings. I ain't gonna even say human at this point. I'm gonna say beings. And that's white people. And I'm talking about Jewish people. I'm talking about white people. Let's make it plain. If you, in my opinion, have been brought up like you in control, you are privileged, you this, you that, you can't help but be pretty much racist if you've been brought up that way, right? So it is up to, getting educated, going to college, and, or seeing different things in the world to let you, that will make you challenge what you've been taught as a parent, as a kid by your parents. Now, some of y'all, because it's so ingrained in you, you can't stop. And a lot of y'all have participated in your, not maybe not y'all, or maybe, but for certain, your grandparents and your relatives, your great grandparents have participated in lynching and burning of bodies. All that trauma is in your mindset too, and that's why you can, do some of the most barbaric things to black human beings. Like lynch us and cut babies out from pregnant women's stomachs. Just stuff that is just reprehensible. Okay, because you have been taught to hate. You are my open enemy, and I need to say it so you can understand it and plainly. You are my open enemy. Now, with that being said, we can coexist together. It's just like dogs and cats. The cat know that really she has an open enemy in the dog. That's the way nature did it. And also the mouse have a natural enemy, an open enemy in the cat. Okay? So you don't need to feel ashamed about these things. It's true. They've been taught to hate us, so they don't look at us, not in modern times, as part of the human family. Ever since whiteness was uh, invented, they had to go to extreme measures to convince themselves that we were lower than dirt, lowest thing on a totem pole. You could do anything you want to us, um, strip us of our names, strip us of our, religions and culture, just all that. Okay. Now, with that being said, even in that, there's some white folk that thought, oh boy, slavery is bad, but they wouldn't sell their slaves. Okay. Who was that? Kosciuszko that was friends with Thomas Jefferson. I don't want to misquote the story, but you know, they both had an agreement that they were going to free their slaves. Well, Kosciuszko, um, he released a certain amount of his slaves. Let's see if I got this story right. I should have had it sitting here before I started it. But Thomas Jefferson agreed to it. But of course, y'all know he didn't. He didn't even free all his children. And the fact that he could be hypocritical and talk about slavery, but then yet and still be a pedophile and having Sally Hemings. So these people have been bred for this kind of thinking, this kind of madness, and we've inherited that because we've been so close to him. He has been our master. Okay, so when you flash forward this stuff over the century, over the years, whether we like it or not, come on, let's keep it real. Whether we like it or not, when somebody has been taught to hate you like that they would do those things to you. Because even when we hate them, when we kill them, from that turn or whatever, I mean, in all the slave rebellions, they were just killed. Okay, and if they were killed in a way that was totally brutal and barbaric, it was one of the same acts that the European or the British or the French did to them. Okay, and so it was like a mockery almost. I'm gonna do you the same way, so you'll know where it comes from. Those of us in this country have never done that, and we've never went physical against our oppressor because hey, we know what happened to us. But what also that breeds is a scariness. Excuse me, where the men folk are weak and afraid of this master. I mean, just afraid. And his woman has balls, and she have to wear hers on his chest because a lot of the brutality just disturbed him to a point where he just don't even want to challenge this all powerful and all knowing white man. So when you fast forward that today, and you have blacks for Trump, and not so much. I don't care if he was a Democrat or a Republican. That's not even the issue. The issue is the fact that you would vote for a felon. You would vote for somebody that would do women like that, and you fathers and you have daughters, and somebody saying he grab them by the pussy, and you don't have a problem with the character of that person. That his wife is a y'all see Russia, the Russia news show her as a naked whore, but they have the nerve to insult us. They got pictures of Melania on Russian television naked, and these are her modeling days. These are before she came over, and it's like this is Donald Trump's wife. This is the first lady. I'm kind of like the Scotland man. Swoops, his name Sweeney. And I think it's really important for a lot of black content creators to understand this. We in this by ourselves, unless we really are not looking at how things are. okay? Or we making a little money, or we feeling like, oh God, this is cool. But I'm gonna tell you something. If you don't learn to put yourself first and your community first, either all your wealth gonna go to them, or you gonna continue being a slave. I mean, because anybody that would do all those things should not be congratulated, in my opinion, for being a president. What I look like congratulating you? And there's a lot of black content creators out here saying, uh, I want to congratulate Donald Trump for winning the president. What? I mean, how silly are you? See, if this was the Jewish community, what they would do is that if you said something stupid like this, they'd turn their back on you. They would ostracize you. You're not welcome. When you come around, get away from us. Because you are somebody that is bad. Somebody that is bad for the future of our babies and grandbabies. You got to get away from here. I've seen it with my own eyes. I've seen them when they were disappointed, and the man come across the street, and him and the other Jewish guy and his wife was outside. So when a Jewish neighbor came over to him, I watched. They were angry with him for something, I don't know what for, but you know what? When him and his wife was beginning to walk across the street, that the other couple turned their back on them. It was like, wow, okay. They turned their back, let them know, whatever they did, we ain't with that. See, we don't have those kind of rules like that in our community. And we're going to have to start setting up some. We're going to have to start ostracizing people in our community that babble and are not loyal to, they just loyal to money. And that's all they that's they got, basically. And they'll sell you out. They've learned all those tricks from the white man. Anytime, and I don't care, and I know the native didn't vote the way we thought that he would vote. But one thing he said that was true, he said the white man speak with forked tongue. Now these are the people whose land was taken from them. They're telling you who you dealing with. So in the year 2024, we don't have no excuse. We don't have no reason to believe anything that he says. We don't have no reason to keep on carrying his water. Or we gotta stop that. We gotta start supporting each other, supporting our businesses. We'll just like I don't know, a lot of y'all young and y'all don't remember when Fox first came out. When Fox first came out, it was nothing. It was a black channel. Had Martin on there, had the Wayans brothers, had In Living Color, everything that we look at today that's a classic. They all started on Fox. Okay, I used to watch them, Martin, and so to see what has happened. What happened is everybody get our money. We built Fox up. We built them up with all the shows and all the programming that they did. And then they flipped the script on them. They took those black shows off and they replaced it with Sean Hannity and what's the other guy's name with the little funny hairstyle, the Swanson hair. Him. They and all those racist shows. They replaced all, and now they doing the same thing because they got sued, remember, for all that disinformation for the last election. And you know how they making the money? They doing it again to us, because when you go on YouTube and you see Tubi, you see they throwing y'all money to make these movies, and you running them on Tubi, and everybody go, hey, I got a movie out on Tubi. Hey, I got a movie. And it's disgusting because we constantly keep making them rich at and then they turn around and once they show enough black movies, they'll kick all of y'all asses off of Tubi and then turn it into a World War II Adolf Hitler channel and KKK channel. This is what they're capable of. This is what they've done already in the past, and now we building up Tubi. Okay, and we gonna have to find a way to start supporting some of our black content creators, whether we like them that much or not. The only way we shouldn't support them if we know that they're part of the problem. That's the way I look at it. There's no way in the world I might not have full of views of Roland Martin, but because he works so hard and effortlessly, he works. I mean, not effortlessly. I shouldn't say that. I mean, constantly, and he's constantly bringing y'all news, bringing us news every single day. Do you know how difficult that is? He should be appreciated for that. Now, whether I agree with all what he's talking about, all of it, is not important. But if we could do the same, look at TYT. If we could do that for them, the same thing could be done for Roland. The same thing should be done for Roland Martin. Who else we got out there that's trying to bring us news on a daily basis? The rest of them, the lead attorney. I mean, I can think of a few of them, but and a lot of y'all are supporting the us creators, and we thank you. I know I do, but I'm saying we have to keep doing that and doing more of it and pushing TYT. I mean, Martin, and because you got the Black Star Network, you got a bunch of. You got to take what you can get, what you like. He's not the only person. He got a network, and we have to pick out people that are going to be talking and bringing our best interests. Because what this election should have showed you is that you really don't have any friends. You really don't. We don't have no friends. And I know, it seems like I'm negative. That's why I said I just got to talk for real, for real. And as far as I'm concerned, any people say, well, people have the right to vote for who they want to. They sure do. And I have the right to ostracize you if I want to. Because personally, if I know you support Donald Trump, I don't support you. I really don't. Like I said, you interfering with the growth and the development of my babies and my grandbabies, my great. This is what you do, and you don't care, and you don't have any integrity. You don't mind voting for a man that rapes women. That's a convicted felon. That all the things. There's too many to name, and there's nothing he can say to me with that kind of behavior. If he was a Democrat or a Republican, I don't really give a damn. See, but some of y'all corrupt. Y'all corrupt, and you need to check yourself. From a moral standpoint. And I hear y'all saying shit like, "Oh, that don't matter." Y'all just. It does matter. It does matter. What do you teach your children? Are you the kind of parent that every time if your kid come home making a complaint about the teacher, you run your ass up there and beat the teacher up? Is that what we dealing with? Is that the mentality? Most of it? I know I see it. There's that. So in order to change some things, you got to reach that group of people. And if they can't be reached, then they're not doing any good. because they don't vote. They don't choose to, which is their right. And they're going to keep on making the moves where the police is going to execute them because they're not following a correct path, a righteous path. You live by the sword, you're going to die by it. So I can't spend a lot of time worrying about them. It's unfortunate. Some of them might be in my family, but there's going to be some changes. And we can't afford this crap no more. We can't afford it. And we're going to have to huddle up, get some drop squads. But at the very least, we have to support each other more. Because from what it looks like, we all we got. Period. Period. And I don't know. So what say you? That's the way I feel about it. You know, that's the way I feel. And my whole no punches back, and I'm not trying to, sugarcoat nothing. I'm always gonna be looking at the person next to me sideways now. Did you vote for Trump when you was up your ass up in there in that booth? Would you vote for somebody like that? Nope. So what say you, family? I need to know. If you like what you hear, subscribe and share my channel, and I'm gonna see you in the next video. Oh, and I'd like to welcome my new subscribers. I have some new subscribers, and I didn't get the chance to give you a shout out, so I will definitely get to it. Okay? And Janae, I got to get back with you too, and it'll be soon. Okay? God bless y'all, and I'll see you in the next video.